Hello, good day everyone, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a home folder and also set up roaming profiles. Now, the reason why we would want to create home folders is because we want to be able to provide essentially a centralized, dedicated storage area for users of a particular server. This would enable us to share files between different users. Right. So first things first, after you logged in into your Windows Server 2019, you'd want to go into File Manager, go into this PC, go into local disk. Okay. Now in this is just a test environment. Normally, you would like to keep your operating system files separate from your server files. Okay. So like normally the home folder would go into more your server files category, but since this is just a testing environment, we don't have to focus on the partitioning. Okay. So in order to create a home folder, what you have to do is go onto new, click on folder, and just name it home folder. Okay. So this will be holding our user files and stuff along those lines. So after you create a folder, right click, go into properties and go into sharing and go into advanced sharing, right? And tick share this folder, right? And from there now, go into permissions, remove everyone, and instead add domain users. So click OK and make sure and give domain users full control. So click apply and then OK. Okay, so from here, what you want to do is go to security, right? Go to advanced and just disable inheritance, right? So all the entities and objects that were inherited from the C drive, right, would you would have to convert this into explicit permissions for this object, right, which will be our home folder. So after you do that, you click apply and click OK. Okay, so from there, what you'd want to do now is go into Server Manager, right? After you're in Server Manager, go to Tools, go to Active Directory Users and Computers, locate the user profile, right click, go to New, go to User. This is where we are going to be creating our user profile, right? The first name will be user, the last name will be one. Okay, so for the user logon name, you would have to put user one. Okay. Okay, so from there, click next. And for this now, you could put the same password as your server. I'll just put back in that same password. Right. So make sure and uncheck this. User must change password at next login. Just make sure that is unchecked. Okay, so click next. Right, and click finish. Okay, so now what we have to do is right click on users and essentially create another user profile. So go to new, and this user will be named, instead of user one, it will be user two. So it will be user in first name and two in last name. And the user logo name will be user two. And just follow the same steps. So click next, make sure and uncheck this. User must change password at next logon. And enter the same password that you used to log into the server. Doesn't really matter which password you enter, but just for remembrance sake, before you do anything with the two users profiles we created, we first have to obtain the network path, right, from the home folder that we created earlier. So go into properties, right click on home folder, go into properties, right, go into sharing, and just copy and paste this network path right here. Okay, so copy. And from there now you can return to the menu we were at with the two users. Go into focusing on user one right now. So go into properties, go into profile, and just paste the path in this home folder section right here. Make sure connect is highlighted and paste the path right here. So Control V. From here now, you would enter a backslash, a percentage sign, type in the word username, right? Followed by another percentage sign. Okay, so just like this. Okay, so now we hit apply, right? And click OK. Now you will do the same step for user two. So right click, go on properties, go into profile, Make sure Connect is highlighted in the home folder section. Control V, backslash, %, username, followed by another %. Right, so click apply, and as you can see, it shows user 2, and click OK. Okay, so from here, we will be shifting over to the client side. Okay, so after you have booted up the client virtual machine, I'm using Windows 10, you would get to the login screen, and from there, you'd want to click on other users and enter the username and password for the user one account, right? So what is going on now? It is basically setting up our user one. After the virtual machine has finished booting up, go into your file manager, right? Go into this PC, and as you can see, network location, right? This is for user one, right? So if we double click, we can make a test folder, right? So test, just name it test folder, and this is just so we can see. If we go back on the server side, if we will see these files essentially, right? So we can also make a test document, right? And now let us switch back to the client side and see if these appear. Okay, so we're back on the server side now. So you would open your file manager, double click on the home folder, go into user one. And as you can see, the test folder and the test document that we created on the client side is showing up on the server side. So this just shows that the home folder is working and there's connectivity between the user on the client side and the server.